Okay, we are now in the final week, and since I have tradition of benching everything at least once, Palafin for sure is getting benched this week. This is perfectly fine as my opponent has a Clodsire and other water switch-ins, which is just Primarina, Terra Water, Frosmoth, and Meow, I guess. But don't worry, we're still gonna pack a punch because look at their normal and steel resist. Aegislash is the only true switch into those types. So what I'm gonna do is build a team that supports normal and steel spam. So first is Subtoxic Glim. It has the really important job of luring and wearing down Clodsire and Aegislash. We have enough speed to create Timid Frosmoth, and then the rest is dumped into defense. Sludge Bomb is my main attack because Primarina is really hard to switch into, so we need to get rid of that ASAP. Next is Future Sight Hatterene. Again, with Future Sight Baton Pass, any opportunity to force an Aegislash for chip is appreciated. Max defense to deal with Claude. In fact, Claude is pretty much fodder to hat if it doesn't have a poison type attack. Terra will be Fairy for the Draining Kiss heals and improved damage on Mantabuzz. I don't have Defog or Mortal Spin this time, so Hatterene is important for stopping hazard stacking strats because he has like 3 spikers. Now for Caesar, set looks typical at first glance, but if you look closer, we have a lot of speed to creep max neutral 60s. The most important one being Aegislash. There's also Metal Coat to buff Bullet Punch as much as possible without any drawbacks. Knockoff for Aegislash and U-Turn for Mew, and to safely chip Mandibuzz. And next, since Glimora is too busy toxic stalling, I've brought Lead Infernape to set the rocks. Gonna be doing a max attack Adamant set with Blaze to make Flare Blitz a nuke when I get Focus Sash triggered. We're still fast enough to outspeed max neutral speed Mew. Gourgeist is here this week, but for the first time, I'm using the regular size. That's because I need a good balanced stat spread for the set I'm running. Weakness policy. The idea is that Mew should be carrying fire coverage for Caesar. So I'll be able to live this, and then Oko back with Poltergeist, and then attempt a mini sweep from there. I'm betting on Claude running Water Absorb instead of Unaware because I used Palafin in all of my weeks before, so surely he would want to prep for that. So Volley will be my wall breaker. I've got Silk Scarf, the normal spam multi-attack, and Explosion. Flame Charge is the only setup I need if I want to sweep. With the given speed, I creep Frosmoth, and after a Flame Charge, I outspeed Meowscarada. Parting Shot gives me another pivot option, so we can position Glimora and Gourgeist as perfectly as possible. Alright, now onto the battle. Oh. Now first, we're going to lead Volley here because he has all his 3 hazard setters, and I want to threaten with big damage alongside Magic Bounce in the back. So that's not a good Spadef drop. So I'm going to go into my Magic Bouncer. And there's the Flamethrower. He was expecting a Caesar. So that's good. There's the fire coverage I mentioned. We're just gonna get out some chip. So now Aegislash is the number 1 problem. I'm gonna do a bunch of switching to get in Glimora safely. There we go. He parting shot. He King's Shield to scout any coverage I have. And now I can do that. And thanks to parting shot, I live this flash cannon. So here, we stall. Once Aegislash is gone, Silvally will kind of win. But he has Toxic, which is a good read on my opponent's part. Mew is out, and I lowered its special attack, so this is the perfect time for Gourgeist. Sure enough, Flamethrower triggers the weakness policy. And then we get a big Poltergeist. Palmot, the Ice Punch does not kill, and we get another kill. There's the mini sweep. Finally, we just get some chip with Shadow Sneak. So good job, Gourgeist. Here I can multi-attack the Slice Primarina. There's a greedy Calm Mind. Perhaps he was expecting parting shot. He preserves Prim, but once again, just parting shot to Caesar now. Another good read by Gorex, but not a problem. I can just roost stall until it's in range of knockoff. So Prem takes it, but it's not taking that bullet punch. So now I get a free knockoff, because what the heck can Clodsire do? It curses. So I am now caught off guard and panic a little bit. I'm gonna go into Infernate because I wanted it to Earthquake and trigger my Focus Sash for a crazy Flare Blitz. But instead, my Flare Blitz did a crazy burn. It's good because that weakens its attack, but it's also bad because I can't Toxic Stall it anymore. So now here I'm hoping it doesn't have poison coverage. I can force it with, and there's the poison jab. Oh. Yeah, so this is looking pretty scary. Here we baton pass the Infernate, and Earthquake gets through to me. Surely enough, it's gonna switch to Aegislash, but I wasted that explosion. I thought he would stay in because he racked up all of those boosts. But Gorex realized the importance of Clodsire. Clodsire can kind of solo me if it keeps dodging Future Sight. So here, more Toxic stalling. Aegislash is a non-issue now. Only Clodsire is the big problem. So I can't really touch it, and it's burned, so I can switch into Poison Jab once. And get off one more Future Sight. So my positioning over here was really good, at least. I baton pass into Caesar, and this guarantees that something is gonna die in the next turn. Yep, U-turn, and Future Sight kills Aegislash, and then U-turn just instantly kills the Meow, and Future Sight should kill the Claude. So something guaranteed died there. Now here, I spam some Bullet Punch. The important thing here is to get Hatterene in when it recovers, because if it Poison Jabs my Hatterene, it's Jover. There we go. So we got the turn right. Now we can get off one more Future Sight. So, yep, we do that. I knew I could tank a hit. Well, maybe not a flower trick. The poison didn't really matter. I had bullet punch. Um, Now, finally, it's Clodsire versus Caesar. This is scary. It's on a timer with 5 recovers while I have 7. And there's the Terra Water. So I forgot it could do that. Now I'm forced to use the weaker U-turn. So this is very dangerous. EQ barely doesn't kill. So that means I can still roof stall him. He's running out of recovers. So if he gets too strong, I can't roof stall him anymore before he runs out of recovers. And there's the U-turn crit. That's GG. So those were back-to-back intense games. A crit was bound to happen though. Bulky setup sweepers have to acknowledge that risk. It might not have mattered since I still had 6 roosts and he only had 2 recovers left with burn and no lefties. So it was a tight game to end the weekly matches, and now we are on to the playoffs. Surprisingly, even though I have a 7-1 record, I was the 2nd seed, not the 1st. And thankfully, the one person I lost to didn't even make it to playoffs. So I'm pretty confident with this playoff run.